Okay, what the heck? Alright, I see now. I'm not going to be able to turn the screen, am I? I set my camera up here. Oh, of course I can't. Yeah, this live's not going to go as planned. Sorry, folks. Yeah, I didn't really think this one through all the way because this was kind of last minute deciding. So, of course, I'm not really looking at the camera either. This is only my second time going live with this camera, so yeah. Camera's right there. Wait and see if some people join in. Now I'll start talking here in a few minutes. Yeah. Normally don't drink regular Mountain Dew, but gas station I stopped at this morning that has Code Red Mountain Dew, which is Mountain Dew I really like to drink. It tasted super flat, so ended up getting regular Mountain Dew. Don't really like drinking cola type pops, so yeah. Unless it's cherry, then yeah, like cherry Coke or cherry Pepsi, then whatever. But I am trying to get off of pop, so I don't drink it as often. Oh, oh, what the heck? Okay, I guess I have two different, or I guess three different camera things. Here we go. Definitely a beautiful morning this morning. Yeah. There we go. We'll go with this camera. Oh. All right. Well, we're almost to the 3-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and start talking. People can join in whenever they want. Right now, it is 49 degrees as of the time I'm making this video. So, yeah, the cooler air. I mean, it was a bit chilly this morning. I came out in just a t-shirt and shorts and some flip-flops. So, yeah, I stepped outside this morning and it was a bit chilly. So, yeah. I knew it was supposed to get chilly overnight, but I didn't think it was going to get that chilly. But at the same time, it definitely felt nice, So, and of course, we got some crazy people or crazy drivers coming through. Hold on a sec. Yeah, for those who have been paying attention to my videos, there's a spot in the road right there next to where that cone is. Somebody put that smaller cone onto that bigger one. Not sure why, but oh, hold on. All right, here we go. So, yeah, I'd say a month and a half ago, I was coming back from northern Michigan, and they were doing some work right there. Well, they weren't working on it yet, but they were just they had it blocked off. They had a bunch of cones surrounding that hole in the road, and I guess what had happened was there was a thunderstorm that came through here, and it all the rain that came through apparently caused a little sinkhole in that road right there. And thankfully it wasn't too bad. If you looked at it from like 10 feet away, it just looked like a pothole, but you walked up close to it and it looked just like It was a sinkhole, you know. Thankfully, about 4 or 5 days later, the road crews came through and compacted a bunch of dirt in there. So they've kind of done some work on it, but haven't really done a crap ton of work on it. So yeah, got some comments coming in. Sorry, people. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just trying to finish the subject. But crap. How do I look at the comments? Sorry, guys. This is my second time going live with this camera, so I'm trying to like get used to, you know, how everything works. So whoa, don't want that. Saham, or how, I'm sorry, dude. I'm trying to pronounce your name. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it, but hey, what's good, my dude? And then somebody else wrote queso. I didn't think I looked too much like that, dude. I mean, I know I'm a bit of a heavy set person, but I mean, you know, and I'm not here to call anybody names, but you know, I do watch some of his videos though. So you know, the dude makes me laugh. You know, there's a video, I don't think it was a video done by him. It was somebody else that uploaded the video where, you know, he was doing reactions of music, and I don't know if everybody's been paying attention or not, but you know, this past year, like not this past summer, but the summer before, everybody on YouTube started putting out freaking AI covers where they do certain celebrities or they do certain YouTubers, and Queso was reacting to uh AI covers that people made of him, and oh, his reaction was priceless. Some of them I thought were weird, but he seemed to like some of them, but then there were a few of them where he was like, dude, what the hell? Like, and that would probably be my reaction too if I saw somebody do that with my voice, you know. So, but yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers out there like Queso, Jay Shalat, and quite a few other YouTubers that have had their voices used for AI covers. So, but anyways, I don't want to keep talking about AI. You know, I think AI is weird in all honesty, but at the same time, you know, I think it's good for some uses. But anyways, I'm sorry. I don't want to jump into the subject of AI, but um yeah. Anyways, I want to talk about some things and kind of address some things, and then for this YouTube channel, and then address a few other plans that I have for this YouTube channel. So like oh, I keep putting my finger in the way of the camera. I'm sorry. And I know it looks like I'm looking away. I'm again, I'm not used to this camera. Um and oh my gosh, dude. Fart for you. No thanks. I'm good, dude. People crack me up. Yeah, people, man. But yeah, I'm not trying to look away from the camera, but at the same time, like I said, the way my camera's set up, you know, right there. uh, gonna have a heck of a time keeping a straight attitude from this subject. Freaking stomach keeps getting a little itchy though. I'm sorry. Not trying to. Sorry about that, but uh, it's probably the air this morning. But now what the heck is this dude saying? Oh, here we go. Good morning. I've been trying to get in contact with you about your extended war. Oh, good one. Very good. But I'm gonna pass on that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyways, as far as some of the videos I've been putting out, so uh there were a lot of things that did go as planned, and then there were things that didn't really go as planned the best, unfortunately. And, it's something I expected. I mean, you can't always expect everything to go as planned. As far as all the videos that I put out this summer, the big ones, I think those turned out pretty good. I'm amazed by how well those videos turned out. And, you know, for that, I can't complain. Um, you know, there was a lot that I think I accomplished this past summer as far as things for this YouTube channel. But other than that, like I said, there were a few other things that didn't really go as planned. So, and of course, my phone just went off. That was an Instagram message, but I'll look at that in a little while. But, um, dang it, I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, well, for the first big video that I did, I mean, I think that one turned out pretty good. That video took me probably like 2.5 weeks, maybe almost 3 weeks to do, because I started the video, I think, the second to last weekend of June, because, I was sitting at the beach in South Haven watching a sunset, and, I figured, you know what? Something like this would be a great way to start a big vlog. So went ahead and did that. And I figured, since there were some fireworks shows coming up that I was going to record, I figured now would have been, that point would have been a great time to start recording. So I did. And, that big vlog definitely got out to a good start, because first I recorded a beautiful sunset. And, excuse me. Recorded a beautiful sunset, and then next day there were thunderstorms that rolled through, and then the day after that I had a birthday party to go to, so that definitely started the video off pretty good. And then the weekend after that I had another birthday party to go to, so two for the price of one, I guess. And it doesn't even end there either. After that, there were the two fireworks shows, the one in South Haven on July 3rd, and then the other one at Gun Lake on July 7th. None of them were on the 4th, but oh well, still good shows. There was another show that I was originally going to go to, fireworks show, because there was a few of them that I was looking at in my area that actually went on the 4th that I wanted to go to. Like, there was one in Bangor that went on, and then there was another one in Hopkins that was going on too. And I really, I thought about going to the one in Hopkins, but, I had some brake pads on my truck that were going bad, and I didn't want to keep driving my truck around on bad brake pads. So, because I didn't want to drive my truck around on a bad brake pad, I ended up not going to that one. Chance going to South Haven with my truck like that, and that, let me tell you, that was a little sketchy. I will tell you that right now. I mean, brake pads. I mean, yeah, I'd rather have a brake pad issue than a brake line issue. I'll say that, to say the very least. But driving around on a grinding brake pad, not something that sounds good, so yeah, let me tell you, that's a thing. I gotta, some point soon, I definitely gotta replace a few rotors and a brake caliper on this truck. So I'm sure by now some of my brake pads are probably gonna go bad soon from some of those things, but if it happens, it happens. I'll find a way to get it fixed. Haven't really had the money to really do much the past month, so yeah, just been getting by barely, but but yeah, anyways, back to the subject of the first big vlog I did from late June to early July. I think that video turned out excellent. Going back through and rewatching that video definitely makes me happy because, there were quite a few things that went on for that video. Going to 2 different birthday parties, watching a storm roll in, watching 2 different fireworks shows, and going to the beach a few times, all in one video. I'd say that turned out pretty good. If you guys hear a train in the background, obviously I live right by some railroad tracks, so yeah. On the other side, just past those 2 semis. There it is. Yeah. Whoa, buddy, come on. Whoa. All right. I'm sorry that my camera skills aren't really the best, are a bit shaky. My apologies, but yeah, I live right by some railroad tracks, Sometimes I'll sit down to go do a video, like I'll be up in my bedroom or I'll be sitting in here and there'll be a train going by and I'll have somebody be like, bro, I heard a train. Where was that train? And yeah, I live a block and a half away from some railroad tracks. So, yeah. But then well, before I move on to talk about the subject about my next big vlog that I did, at one point while I was working on the first big vlog that I did in late June, had something pretty unfortunate happen, and I didn't mention this in the video that I did because I didn't really want to make the video depressing, and I know it sounds rude to say that, and I understand some people are going to sit there and say, wow, you should feel guilty for not doing that, blah, blah, blah. But while I was working on the first video, a few days after the first birthday party I went to, I ended up losing a pet, one of my dogs that I had since I was 9 years old, and he was 3 years old, I think, when I got him, when I was 9 years old. Well, when my parents got him anyways. So, I mean, he was already around for some time when we got him, but like I said, I was 9 years old when we got him, and then I was 25, almost to be 26 in 3 weeks when he passed away. Our dog Billy, he was a beagle, and ever since he passed, I've definitely been down in the dumps about that. Like they always say, losing a pet is like losing a family member, because you treat your pet like your family, so yeah. Losing him was definitely tough, but we got through it. But it is something I do think about. But yeah, like I said, that happened while I was putting together the first big vlog, and I did say something along the lines of, we had something unfortunate come up, but I didn't really go too far into that because, like I said, I was in the middle of working on a big video at that point, and um, yeah, I didn't think everything through at that point. So, but yeah, like I said, I do miss him. It's been a few months since he passed. But hey, man, I've said it a few times already. Already. Sorry, I'm trying to wake up. And I'll say it again, but losing a pet is just like losing a family member because you treat a pet like it's your family. So, yeah. But other than that happening, I'd say for my first video, everything went pretty well, like I said. Now for the next big video that I did, and I really did not mean for this one to be way longer than the first one. My first big video ended up being an hour and 52 minutes, hour 53 or whatever. My next video ended up being like 2 hours and 16 minutes long. uh, there was a lot that I did for that video, so yeah. Of course, I ended up talking a lot in that video, but there's also quite a few things that I did for that video, like went to a massive motorcycle rally up in Muskegon, Michigan, and there was also some storms that came through that I recorded. And at the time that I was making that big video, there was supposed to be this really bad storm that came through that came from down south. It was from a hurricane, and it was supposed to hit here in Michigan, hit this area, and it ended up missing my area by like 25 miles. So we really didn't get much rain that day, which I was thankful for, but at the same time, I was kind of bummed about because, I was kind of hoping to record some more weather for that video, and that didn't happen. But I already recorded enough weather for that video because I think there were like 3 or 4 different storms that I recorded for that video. Like, mind you, I started that video off by recording a storm that had came through, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but at first it was super windy, and then it just rained. So nothing special there. And after that, there was a few other storms that I recorded, but I'll get to that here shortly. Like I said, I recorded 3 or 4 different storms, and then recorded some of my family and I visiting a few different state parks along Lake Michigan on our way up to Ludington, and then kind of recorded a bit while I was at my dad's vacation property up in Baldwin, and then recorded 2 storms after that, and then the day I came home from Baldwin, that's when I first witnessed that hole in the road. Oh, dang it. Hey, when my freaking camera does that. Yeah, that's the day I witnessed that hole in the road. So, yeah. Yeah, ever since then, that hole's been there. And like I said, they compacted a crap ton of dirt in that video, in that hole. But other than that, they haven't really done a whole lot. And as a matter of fact, I addressed this in one of my other videos. What does that say? Oh, good morning to you too. my dude. But sorry, I'm trying to stay on topic and read comments at the same time. But yeah, this road that I live on, I kind of addressed this in one of the previous videos I did. Yeah, of course there's that little pothole. Dang it. I barely touched my freaking camera and that happens. I apologize. But yeah, this road definitely needs some work done on it. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done any work to this road yet. They were supposed to do it like I think a year or two ago and they never touched it. So yeah. I don't get it. From what I was told, this town received a bunch of funding for the roads, and yeah, they worked on 2 other roads here in Breetsville, but still they haven't done anything to this road. And this road is that I live on is one of the main back roads that you can take to go to South Haven. So I don't know why they haven't done anything to this road yet, but whatever. But as I stated in a previous video that I did, that one pothole that sits right in front of my driveway, I had thought about doing something along the lines of putting a bunch of dirt there and then just driving over it with my truck a few times to kind of compact the dirt all down. That way. Okay. My live stream just cut out. That was weird. Okay, well, hopefully that didn't just screw up the entire video, but that was odd. Okay, well, hopefully that doesn't happen again, but, as I was saying, I'll definitely try and throw a bunch of dirt there and kind of compact it with a truck at some point when I get a sec. But, yeah, I don't know why my live stream just did that. Like, I lost connection for a second and couldn't get my live stream to continue. So, oh, okay. Hopefully we can get through the video without doing that. I'm trying not to make this stream super long, but yeah, that was a bit odd. But, getting back to the subject of that second big video that I did, so yeah, I came home from Baldwin that day in that video, and that's when I came across that hole in the road. And the first time I pointed that out was when we had a thunderstorm that came through the night. We came home, and then I don't remember what all I said about that hole the next day, but the next day, though, there was definitely a bad thunderstorm that came through, and it wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be in my area, but there were supposed to be 2 different thunderstorms that came through, and the second storm kind of got taken out by Lake Michigan, so it ended up being super weak by the time it hit me. But first storm we had, it was a bit iffy. It got bad for probably like 20 minutes, and then it calmed down. Our lights flickered, but that was about it. So yeah, nothing really bad happened. But that night, though, there were a bunch of tornadoes, I guess, that hit a few areas, and I guess Chicago area had some tornadoes reported that night, I saw videos and pictures the very next day about some damage reported in Chicago, and there was actually a live stream that I was there was some live streams I was watching that night as the storms were coming through. It was from Michigan Storm Chasers. Um, a few of their people were in Chicago and were recording the storms there, and one of them actually got a video of the tornado in Chicago. So yeah, it was a crazy night that night. I think I recorded part of that live stream as I was watching the storm roll in. And like I said, it wasn't anywhere near as bad here like it was in Chicago and a few other areas. So, yeah, Breetsville, Bangor area was definitely spared that night. You know, I'd say God was watching over us. But yeah, Chicago did not get so lucky. But I didn't hear too many things about casualties or people getting hurt that night from those tornadoes. So, you know, always good to hear that, you know, that isn't so high when something like that happens. Because, yeah, we had a tornado that went through Portage, Michigan back in early May, and thankfully nobody lost their lives that day. But, there were some people that were hurt that day, and yeah, let me tell you, as far as what they're saying right now, the tornado that hit Portage on May 7th, that's the strongest tornado at this point to hit Michigan so far this year. I mean, that could change. We still have a few months left for 2024, so that could change, but considering we're about to enter fall, you know, I don't see all the tornadic weather happening repeatedly for much longer, but I could be wrong. You know, we've had some abnormal warm days in October, November, and December here in Michigan, so that could change a lot. So, you know, don't, you know, feel free to correct me on that, but yeah. But for the second video, I definitely recorded many different storms that day, and then uh not too long after that we ended up going to a bike rally up in Muskegon. um that was definitely a good rally. I enjoyed going to that rally a lot. So uh yeah, that was definitely fun. Took a lot of videos there, had a great time, went there with some of my family. You know, that was pretty good. And the day we went up to Muskegon for that bike rally, that was my 26th birthday. So, yeah, definitely had a great birthday. I think the day after that, that was probably the last video for that big vlog. I probably would have recorded more that day, but ended up going through some frustration that day because, you know, when you go to leave camp and you're trying to get everything wrapped up, sometimes you deal with some frustration of trying to get one thing taken care of and then another thing happens, or, you know, like we went camping up in Muskegon that weekend, and that way we were close to the bike rally. And as far as everything goes vehicle wise, we didn't really think everything through. So I was stuck loading everything into my truck, you know, which I drive a 2014 Ford F-150, you know, full size crew cab with a 6.5-foot bed. So, you know, first day we came up, you know, as far as hauling stuff, it wasn't so bad because it was just my little sister and I that were in this truck. And then coming back home, my dad's cousin was up with us because, his wife brought him up there, and unfortunately she had to work, so she couldn't stay up there the entire weekend. But he told me he just had a cooler and, like a basket of clothes or whatever that he was bringing up. And I figured, okay, well, not a big deal. Well, he ended up bringing a hell of a lot more things than what he said he was going to. And, you know, and on top of that, too, I had more than one person with me. So, yeah, trying to get everything situated in this truck was definitely a pain that day because I had to haul everybody else's stuff home because I only took my truck and my dad took his motorcycle. So, and we had like quite a few other people with us. So, yeah, I had to stuff a bunch of things in here as far as everybody else's stuff. So, but it does happen. Sometimes when you think of a camping trip, you don't think everything through. So, I mean, it does happen. But yeah, like I said, I would have recorded some more that day, and I didn't because I was frustrated and, I was tired and was ready to call it a day. So, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that big video definitely went pretty good. There was a lot that I did for that video as far as recording storms, doing some traveling, camping a few times, and going to a bike rally. I'd say that video went fairly well, but other than that, let's talk about the next video that I did. So, the next video that I made, it ended up being only like an hour and 19 minutes long. There were some things that we were supposed to do for that video, and unfortunately we didn't get to it because there were some things that came up. I don't remember at the top of my head what all we did for that video, but well, except for going to my grandparents' house, because that video kind of started off a little depressing because the house that my grandma lives in now, she's about to move out of it, and she's lived there pretty much my entire life, and it's definitely a beautiful house and beautiful area, and unfortunately they're moving out of that house. So the video kind of started off a bit depressing, and then it had a happy ending to it, thankfully. So yeah. Oh, excuse me, my apologies. But yeah, let me check my connection real quick. Okay, connection's still good. I'm just trying to check my internet connection because a little bit ago I lost connection and it kind of screwed up the live stream. So yeah, but oh yeah, for my third big video that I did this past summer, we went and moved a bunch of stuff around at my grandma's house, and I feel like there was something else that we did before I went to some of the family gatherings. I don't know. It'll probably pop back up in my head here in a little bit, but yeah, I did that a bunch in that video, and then just after that, I recorded 3 different gatherings that I went to. Well, the last gathering I went to really wasn't much of a gathering. It was just a small cookout. But the first gathering I went to, it was a retirement party for one of my great aunts on my stepmom's side. of the family. She ended up retiring. So for that, they had a retirement party, and I didn't really record much of that because there wasn't really a crap ton that went on at that point. And I'm not too familiar with everybody that was there because, like I said, it was my stepmom's side of the family, and a lot of the people that were there, I don't really see that often. So I didn't want to be that type of person that would just point a camera at people if they don't want that. But yeah. So I recorded some of that, and then the next day we had a family reunion going on, and then I had a cookout to go to after that. The family reunion on my biological father's side, I definitely got quite a few videos of that. So I'd say that turned out pretty good. The retirement party was definitely good too. I enjoyed going to that, enjoyed celebrating that. But the family reunion I went to, that went pretty well. So that was definitely a big part of that video. And then went to a cookout after that, and there really wasn't much that went on there, but still had a good time at that cookout. So yeah. But that pretty much concluded that video. Now, the next big video that I did, holy smokes, that video was 3 hours and 2 minutes long, which I did not expect that video to be long, but at the same time, there was quite a few things that I did for that video. And I will say I'm proud of the things that I was a part of for that video. But there was a lot of things that went on for that video. Most of, a good amount of it was just me talking and addressing some things. And then, well, hold on. Let me back up some. I'm sorry. The way the video started for that 3 hour long video, it started off with me and some of my family members hanging out in South Haven while they had what was it? Oh, Blueberry Fest. I almost wanted to say Wine and Harvest Fest, but no, that's the one in Paw Paw that's coming up, which I'll get to here shortly. But yeah, Blueberry Fest went on, and I recorded some videos that day. We were at the beach. It was a windy day, and the waves were big, so I recorded that. Thought those videos turned out well, and there was a wedding that went on at one of the beaches in South Haven. So recorded that a little bit. Never did figure out who those people were, but I didn't think I was going to anyway. So yeah, witnessed that, which I thought was cool. And then after that, I think a few days later, I ended up driving through some rainy weather, which I recorded, and then nothing really going on there. And then the next day, there was a storm that came through that I recorded where it was downpouring. So I thought that was interesting to record, and didn't really capture a lot of lightning in that video, but there was a storm that went right by here. So yeah, I don't really think I recorded anything severe for that video as far as the weather. But after that, the next day I recorded some clouds that I thought looked kind of cool. Watched those go by, took some videos of that, and kind of addressed a few things. And I think I addressed something about that hole in the road and how this road is, and talking about how so far road crews haven't really done much to this road. And I talked about a few other things that I had coming up, like a Baldwin trip, which I'm going to get to that here shortly, and then Wine and Harvest Festival in Paw Paw coming up, and then the Allegan County Fair, and talking about what all I was going to do for that. And I never got to those things in that video because, like I said, that video already ended up being super long. So, dang it, I'm losing my train of thought again. I'm sorry, guys. I've been up since early this morning, and I was gonna try and go back to sleep, but I'll try and catch up on some sleep later. Thankfully, I have today off. Yesterday was Labor Day, so I think later on I'll probably try and get caught up on some sleep, but let me tell you, this freaking regular Mountain Dew isn't cutting it with me. It's why I like Code Red Mountain Dew better, because that stuff wakes me up. But, yeah, for that 3-hour long video that I recorded, recorded some weather, recorded us going to the beach in South Haven during Blueberry Festival, and then there was another bad storm I recorded, and then some interesting looking clouds that I recorded that for that video. Oh yeah, after that we ended up going to Silver Beach in St. Joe. That's where everybody decided they wanted to go, and Silver Beach was definitely a beautiful beach. I enjoyed going to that. That was definitely a beach I hadn't went to in a long time, other than early 2023 when I got off work early and was doing some work on a place outside of Benton Harbor, and I figured, you know what? I hardly ever drive into St. Joe for anything. Let's go check that area out, and so I visited downtown St. Joe for a little bit, just kind of drove around there, and then drove down to Silver Beach to record the waves and view the area because I hadn't been there in a very long time, and thought that was cool to see. So, yeah, other than that, that was probably the only time between 2013 and now that I recorded, or that I've been to Silver Beach. But yeah, like I said, there was a few things I recorded at Silver Beach, like the waves, me walking on the pier, and just viewing the area because I thought it was a beautiful area to visit. So, yeah. After that, we went to a derby show in Hartford, which I thought was pretty epic. Took a crap ton of videos there. Took like 93 minutes worth of videos there. That video ended up being a major part of that 3-hour long vlog that I made, as well as the St. Joe visit and going to South Haven as well. Ended up going to Silver Beach the day after the Derby show again, but I didn't record much that day because there really wasn't much going on. The weather was nicer, it was definitely warmer, and there were more people there. So, yeah. But that Derby show I went to, that was a good show. Recorded quite a bit there. That was definitely a show to remember. I have all sorts of videos from that show on my YouTube. So, if you want to, feel free to go check that out if you haven't watched it yet. They didn't turn out the best, but, cases that happened at that Derby show was monster truck show, which that didn't go on for too long because I guess the monster truck ended up having some technical difficulties. And then there was a mattress hauling show that, or mattress hauling race that went on there where people had to hold mattresses on top of their car while racing, and whoever lost their mattress had to leave the racetrack. I thought that was pretty funny. And then there was a trailer load race that went on there too, which I thought that one was pretty good. You know, watching people lose their loads and then people just plowing right into everybody's load that they lose. I tell you, that was definitely quite a show. One person was hauling a hot tub and ended up losing that hot tub like at the beginning of the video, and somebody else in that race ended up plowing right into that hot tub and shattered it all to like several pieces. Like, I will say that right now, you know. Oh man. And then somebody was hauling a boat trailer and didn't have their boat attached and ended up losing their boat like the second time they went around, and a few different people plowed into that, which I thought was crazy. So, yeah. But yeah, that big vlog turned out pretty good. Now, this last big vlog that I did, it ended up only being, how long did it last? Hold on a sec. I got a birthday on Facebook today, it looks like. I'll have to check that out. I'm trying to think of how long my last vlog was, but if my phone will freaking cooperate. Come on. Here we go. It was an hour and 7 minutes long. That was probably the shortest vlog that I've done this past summer. Well, actually, okay, I take that back. That's probably the second shortest vlog that I've done this past summer, because there was another one that I did where it was just me visiting some state parks and then staying in Baldwin for a few days. But this last vlog that I did, I just recorded a lightning show that went on right by or just south of here. Well, I don't know why I keep saying lightning show, but there was some lightning in the distance that I was recording, and I thought it looked pretty cool, so I recorded that and watched. Then, you know, from what I understand, it ended up hitting Niles, South Bend, and Mishawaka. Dang, I keep doing that, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, I recorded some of that, and then yeah, I thought that lightning turned out epic. Recorded that for quite a while, and it went on nonstop for probably like an hour or so. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then after that, I ended up recording some videos while we were up in Baldwin again, and then really wasn't much that went on there in Baldwin other than we went and saw some family that we don't really see much. But other than that, that was pretty much all we did. Oh, we did go to Ludington. I'd take that back, and that was a few days ago. And I was originally going to stop at a few places and show my uncle some places that he had never seen. But it was already getting late in the day. I had my uncle and my little sister with me, and I had to get her home because, you know, we had things to do the next day. And, you know, so There was a few places I wanted to stop at, but ended up not doing that. Which that's something I forgot to address with my 2 hour long vlog. But um, we were gonna stop at a few different state parks on the way, but it was getting later in the day, and I was just ready to go home. So we ended up not stopping. But one of the places I wanted to stop at, the day we passed right by there, I guess at Silver Lake Sand Dunes, I guess somebody got into a wreck there and ended up losing their life, which is pretty unfortunate. For I'll have to look into what all happened and how that happened, but if I find anything more about it, then so be it. But to anybody that lost their loved one from that, my heart does ache for that person. But yeah, like I said, that happened the day I went right by there. So yeah, that's a bit scary. That's for sure. You go there to have fun and then something like that happens. So yeah. But anyways, yeah, I drove right by there. I visited Silver Lake uh back in early July, but didn't really stay there for long because I wasn't too familiar with that area. I do plan on visiting that area again at some point, but that probably won't be until next summer or the summer after. But that kind of makes me backtrack to my 2 hour long video. So that day I wanted to try and record quite a few different state parks. There were some state parks that I did visit, like Howland State Park, Silver Lake, and Ludington, but there was a few other places that I wanted to go to that I couldn't go to. Dang, freaking fly. I don't know if you guys saw that fly land on my shirt, but good grief. But I'll open the door for a little bit, see if he flies out. But I'm not going to leave the door open for too long, but surprised my truck didn't make any noise for me opening my door, but I'll address that here in a sec. Then again, it's colder out, so probably won't do that. What the? Oh, it's my neighbor starting up one of his trucks. Yeah, I don't see that fly anymore, but I got a notification that somebody else was going live apparently. Who was that? It hasn't popped up on my phone yet. I don't know. But yeah, I keep going off subject, guys, and I do apologize about that, but yeah, there were a few different state parks that I also wanted to visit that I didn't get to. Like I said, I visited Holland State Park and Silver Lake Sand Dunes, and also went up to Ludington to record the SS Badger that went in. So see, there goes my neighbor. That's a truck I was just talking about. Yeah, that's a truck that was starting up. But the state parks that I wanted to visit but I couldn't get to, for one, because I had a dog with me, and two, because I ended up getting behind on time because we got stuck in traffic quite a few times. But the state parks that I wanted to visit that I couldn't visit were Grand Haven State Park, which is right off Lake Michigan next to the pier, and then PJ Hoffmaster State Park, which is in Norton Shores, and then Muskegon State Park. That's a state park I really wanted to visit because I camped there back in 2014, so 10 years ago, and unfortunately I didn't record that place because, or visit that place because, I ended up getting behind on time. And then there was another state park, or not state park, but there was a few different parks, between Howland and Grand Haven that I wanted to visit. And like I said, because I had a dog with me, I wasn't able to go to very many places. And I didn't want to just leave the dog in my truck. So, didn't really stop much. Forget the name of this one park that I wanted to stop at. My word, I'm bad at names today. But, yeah, there's quite a few other places I want to stop at, and I couldn't really do that because of me having a dog with me. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Saugatuck Dunes State Park. That's another park I wanted to visit. Well, I didn't plan on visiting that park for that video, but that's another state park I'd like to try and visit at some point. But, yeah, other than that, there's quite a few places we went to and saw. But, now I think with all those videos out of the way, so finally going to get into the subject of my plans for this channel for this coming month, September, obviously, and then possibly what I might do later on before 2024 comes to an end. So September, there's definitely a lot going on. Like I said, Wine and Harvest Festival, and then dang it, Wine and Harvest Fest and Allegan County Fair. So, yeah, there's that. And then there's a big family picnic that my mom has going on at her job, Stryker Family Picnic. She works at Stryker over in Portage. So, yeah, there's that. That's coming up. And then, there's supposed to be another derby show, I think, at the end of this month. That's supposed to include fireworks, so gonna go to that. And then, there's also a little festival in Bloomingdale that goes on as well, Oktoberfest. I was gonna try and go to that. Hopefully, that's the same day as the business picnic at my mom's work. So I guess that depends. But yeah, I plan on going to that. And then I don't know if they're planning on having that big picnic at Homer Stryker Field or what. I could see it happening, but who knows. But yeah, there's that. That's coming up. And then yeah, there's a lot that I have going on this coming month. I don't really know what all is going to go on for October just yet. I haven't really planned that out yet. I think after September, I think between September and maybe late November, I think my video production is going to kind of slow down a little bit because I don't really have anything planned for October and most of November. So, I think video production is going to slow down throughout those times, but I could be wrong. Something might come up. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens, but I don't know. Not holding my breath on anything, but at the same time, I do hope that something else comes up, something good that comes up that I could record. So, do a video for the YouTube channel. That's for sure. Now, I know what some people are going to say, man, you don't need to record everything for YouTube. And in most cases, yeah, I agree. That's not a lie. But at the same time, I do it because it makes me happy. It's something that I could look back on and say, wow, I remember when I did this. I remember when I did that, years later. And because who knows when you're not going to be able to do things like this, you know? Like they always say, everything good comes to an end at some point, and you got to make the good times last while you still can, and while some of your certain family is still around, because you never know when you'll wake up and come to find that one of your family members either passed away or ended up getting sick with something, and it screws up their life. Like I had some family that have had that happen to them, like I got a grandmother that's, in and out of the hospital often. And then last year I had another grandparent that ended up passing away from cancer, and had a lot of things happen to some of my family. And, a lot of it is things that I would not wish upon anybody. And, you know, so yeah, that's kind of why I do videos like that, because like I said, you never know when that could be the last time you hang out with them. I had something like that happen in 2018. Like I was supposed to record a fireworks show and I didn't, and I recorded my family and I just hanging out at Gun Lake. And you know my papa, who's not around anymore because he passed away about 2 weeks after I put that video out. You know, so that's kind of what promoted me to make videos like this. So obviously, I'm not going to stop doing these types of videos unless if something else happens otherwise. So, and so hopefully nothing account or YouTube in particular, where YouTube just gets taken down for whatever reason. That'll happen, but you never know. Something else can come up and take the fame. Like, I'm sure you guys have heard of MySpace. MySpace used to be a big thing, and then Facebook came along and, took that out. So, or it might not have been just Facebook, but who knows? But, yeah. So hopefully, as long as nothing happens with YouTube and YouTube doesn't shut down, then hopefully my videos will be there to stay for a very long time, you know. So yeah. But like I said, I think after September things are going to kind of slow down up until like late November, and then throughout December I definitely have some plans for a big video that month, because there's a lot that I do in December. So yeah, definitely gonna do some recording that day or that month. So definitely can't wait till December. But hopefully I can get some things figured out before that month, because like I said in one of my previous videos, I definitely need to get new tires for my truck. And then before we know it, Christmas is gonna be here. And I'm sorry to anybody that's gonna sit there and get mad at me for bringing up Christmas. But you approach September and you really don't think anything much about Christmas. Obviously everybody's ready for Halloween or ready for fall or whatever, and they don't think much about Christmas. And then the next thing you know, boom, next few months fly by, you wake up and it's Christmas. So yeah, gonna need to start doing some Christmas shopping soon. But my main thing is, of course, truck payments, because I've only had this truck for 2 years and I'm trying to get it paid off. And then definitely need to get new tires, like I said. Hopefully hopefully this winter won't be as bad as what people are saying, but at the same time, I already know it's probably going to be a bad one. Maybe not, but who knows, you know. But yeah, there's that. And then as far as I know, I don't really have a whole lot planned for the first few months of 2025. So yeah, we'll see how things go. But if something comes up, then yeah, I'll probably make some more videos. But like I said, I think after September, everything's going to kind of slow down until like we get closer to Thanksgiving, and then maybe I'll have something planned for around Halloween. I don't know, but I don't really care much for Halloween, to be honest. I mean, I like celebrating it and having a Halloween party, but other than that, I don't really care for the holiday itself. I think I like Thanksgiving and Christmas way more than I like Halloween. So yeah. I think if I had to list my holidays, Christmas would be number one, Thanksgiving would be number two on my list, Independence Day would be number three, Easter number four, and my list just kind of goes out of order from there on. But, Halloween definitely isn't in my top five. That's for sure. But, yeah. I don't really have any more comments rolling in. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this video. I got some things I got to get taken care of. So, other than that, like I said, today I basically have a day off, but I'm going to do some things around the house. And then, like I said, probably get caught up on some sleep later on, depending on how things go. So, yeah. Hope everybody has a great day today. It is September 3rd, I believe. Yeah, it's September 3rd. Yeah, it's the day after Labor Day. So hopefully everybody had a great Labor Day. And yeah, dang it. Sorry, guys. I had a big breakfast before doing this video, so I keep burping. But it's funny. Somebody earlier wrote fart for me in the freaking comments. Oh my gosh. People crack me up. But yeah, anyways, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this video. So hopefully everybody does good today. Stay positive, stay motivated. God bless everybody. And yeah, you guys all take care now.